Wow.
Coach, you had a good solid win. A lot of people contributed tonight. Looked like an all-around good game.
Yeah, I don't know if we've had. It's been quite a while since we've had 5 guys in double figures. You know, for the most part, it was pretty solid. I thought defensively, we didn't allow them to shoot a 3 in the first half. Sheldon was, had 14 of their 26 at halftime, so he was a problem for us. But I thought for the most part we were locked in. First half, not giving up some of those threes, and then obviously in the second half they hit quite a few of them. That was what upset me a little bit. We had Lacey got 2 consecutive threes. Other than the kid coming off the Colorado game, he hit 8, and we had our hands down on him 2 different times. That was a problem. But I thought we did enough. We won battle on the boards, which was good, and I thought we got a great lift in Princeton.
Coach, with this is now 3 consecutive really good games from Brandon. Is he emerging as that third scorer that you guys have pretty much desperately needed?
Well, we've talked about that a lot, Tony. You got to have, if you're going to be successful, you need to have some guys, and the consistency is the key. It can't be up and down, and I think maybe throughout his freshman year there was some inconsistency, but hopefully he's finding his niche now. We need multiple guys. I think that the fact that we have 5 tonight is good. We got to start bumping up some of these averages, and I'm happy for him. Kid works hard, and it hasn't been easy. And we need to enjoy this one. But heading to Southern California, that's what we need to do, is get some of these multiple positive performances when we're not in the Huntsman Center. I think that's going to be the key for us.
One of the things that really stood out is the play around the basket. Points in the paint, you guys had a 42-18 advantage. Can you talk about some of the things you did right as a team?
Well, that was one of the things I wrote on the board. I mean, there's a number of ways you can get points in the paint, and I thought this weekend we've done a decent job of establishing some bigs, at least throwing them the ball down there and giving them a chance to go to work. There's obviously paint points come in the form of layups, and I thought we got out and finished pretty well. Transition, Princeton in particular. And then rebounding, we were hoping to get more offensive rebounds. Didn't see exactly where we had 8, which is more than we usually have. We're sending some extra guys to the glass here at home, and that allowed us to probably get a few points in the paint too. But that's the key. I mean, I think it helps you at the foul line. We can't be. I like our ability to shoot the 3, but we've got to get multi-dimensional instead of just constantly relying on the 3. That's not a good formula. So getting a blend, I think, is going to be important.
Coach, Princeton fouled out after 13 minutes tonight, but he was huge for you guys. Could you talk about his performance and also his progression as of late?
No, I mean he's proven to be, he can really defend the wing. He's big and strong at that spot, and gaining a little bit of confidence. I think in this league there's some pretty good wings. There's almost always a guy that you're talking about potentially playing at the next level that's a 2 or the 3, and you need a wing stopper. We missed Cedric a little bit from a year ago, and that's what Cedric's role was, and I think Princeton's evolving into that a little bit. And mentioned getting out and running in transition, and the kid's really coachable, because that was something I mentioned at a timeout. Like, when we get a rebound, the person that has the ball is the only person that really needs to be at a normal pace. Everybody else should be shooting out of there and see if we can get them. The first 3 to 5 steps, if you sprint, you can do some of your work early and receive some of the benefits at the other end. And lo and behold, I think probably 3 times tonight he leaked out. He didn't leak out, but he just out-sprinted some people and give us a big boost. Whenever you can get the arena going and score that easily in transition, that makes the game a lot easier.
Coach, with Princeton, just going off of Alex's question, is it a coincidence that he started playing well after some internal competition started surfacing?
Well, I mean, it's a little bit of a moment of truth, I think, for him, because we've had a couple of different sessions. I think I normally don't like to talk about it, but sometimes the energy wasn't there in a practice setting and starting games, and that's all I've told him. If he plays hard, it's hard for me to keep him off the floor. And so that's been a skill I think that he's learned. He's developing a little bit. Like, you can develop a lot of skills, and he's approaching the game with a lot more, you know, vigor and enthusiasm, I think, and playing harder. And you know, he's evolving. We've had some periods where he had some did not plays or very limited minutes, and I think that crossroads where you can kind of show up and be a disaster in practice, or you can show up in practice and let everybody know. I mean, we were at that kind of moment of truth when he showed up on a Monday morning or a Monday for practice, and it was on. You could tell that he didn't like the fact he wasn't playing, and that's, you know, now we know he's with us. Some of those things kids have to learn, and but he had a terrific week of practice, and then lo and behold, he's had a couple of really good games. I mean, that's no secret that a lot of it's determined in practice.
Jordan only had one shot attempt in the first 25 minutes of the game, ended up in double figures. Was that by design to get everybody else involved? Or
No, I
was
mean,
it
he's
something
5
else?
for 6 today. He was 6 for 7 in our last game, so he's really efficient. You know, the message I've had for Jordan is that your game doesn't need to be predicated on how much you're scoring or how many shots you're getting up. And you know, he needs to rebound. Didn't have any rebounds in the first half tonight and had only 2. So it's finding some consistency with that effort to rebound. He had a tough matchup, I thought, with Sheldon, heck of a player. You know, maybe bigger than him at the 4 spot. But assist-wise, he just kind of let the game come to him offensively. You know, I think it's big. 2 assists, again, really super efficient. And you know, there's certain games where we're trying to get him shots, but I think in a game like tonight, it was maybe not a favorable matchup the way they were guarding him. So you know, I think it's really productive that we can win, and we don't depend on him to go out and kill anybody. But he got a, you know, sneaky double-digit point total.
Larry, their 16th win. This team's guaranteed to have its first non-losing season since 2009. Can you just talk about that milestone, the fact that even if you're to lose the rest of your games, you're going to have a win. You're not going to have a losing season.
Yeah, I mean, that's good work on your part, Dirk, to
No math.
dig that one up. When did I get here?
2012.
11.
11, 12?
10, 11.
Yeah, I mean, it's no, it's a positive thing. You know, it's a positive thing, but that's just really I think something more for you to write about and bring recognition to. It's not anything we take a lot of pride in. You know, it's no secret. You know, when people were talking about how we didn't play a tough preseason schedule, you know, it's really tough for me to comment on it truthfully and faithfully in the middle of the season, because it's disrespectful to the game to have stuff in the locker room that another team can, if the other coach is saying, oh, we're not playing a tough schedule, then, you know, it's doing an injustice to the game. When we did our schedule, you know, a year or 2 in advance. We didn't know where we were going to be, you know, as we move forward with it. So part of the reason maybe that we won the number of games that we won is we had some teams that we should have beat in the preseason. So, you know, that the scheduling things, it's important for us. I think we can talk about it now that it's over, because it's not disrespectful to anybody that we beat. As we move forward, hopefully, you know, and you'll see next year our schedule will be more competitive, but it kind of works accordingly with the team that we have and the challenges that we face. And so you know, it's a good point. I think for us right now, the main thing we're focusing on is trying to get out on the road and win some games and start playing our best basketball at the right time of year. That's the most important thing to me, rather than the number of wins or losses that we've had.